Welcome to Know Your Church, a special segment here in News at 8 dedicated to uncovering the rich history of our churches in the Anglican faith, but also knowing the impacts they have caused over the years since you started going to that church. Do you know its history, or do you know its contribution in society? So the very first episode we are talking about how Namirembe Cathedral started up, and remember the whole journey started in 1890, and then in 1891 we saw the very first church being put up, but of course it was kind of weak. It was blown off by wind, and then we saw a number of them also being put up. There was one that was taken off by thunder, things like that. But then rich history started exactly in 1915, where this magnificent structure you're seeing here, the Namirembe St. Paul's Namirembe Cathedral, that is when it was started. And very special occasion. It in most cases, or in every case, the bishop does not dedicate anyone to put a foundation stone on a church or on any cathedral. So it is the role of the bishop to do that. But here at St. Paul's and Namirembe Cathedral, it was a very special occasion because it is the Kabaka then who did that role. So it is very important. And today, of course, we are continuing with Reverend Canon Abraham Lubega Sache to tell us more because we did not finish very well the history of this magnificent cathedral we are having here. So, Reverend Canon, we are now still at Namirembe St. Paul Cathedral. You said you talked of a very important aspect of the Kabaka, the one being the one to lay the foundation stone. How was that agreed upon, and what impact does that have?
As you know, our history is that the coming of the missionaries here was the work of the king, because it was King Mutesa who agreed that they come here. So there was a partnership between the church and the king. And formally, the king of Uganda, not formally, even up to now, he's called the patron of Namirembe Cathedral. But maybe what we need to understand, there are a lot of things which have come in our days. When they were building this cathedral, the chairman of the building committee was the then Katikkiro of Uganda, Sir Apollo Kaggwa. And it's very, very interesting to see that the indigenous people here wanted to build a building without any help. Remember these days, whenever we are building, we are calling for donors, outside people to come and help us. But our great-grandfathers wanted to do the work themselves. And as we were talking about cathedral, we said that this was Equatorial Province, or Eastern Equatorial Diocese, as it was called. And so in 1897, the Diocese of Uganda was carved from the Equatorial, Eastern Equatorial Diocese, so that now Uganda now begins to come as an entity. And then in 1926, the Diocese of Upper Nile is the other up there. But in 1960, I think that's where people would be interested, that in 1960, the Diocese of Namirembe, the Diocese of West Buganda, the Diocese of Ankole, Kigezi, and Rwanda, Urundi were started. By that time, we had not we don't talk of the province, because dioceses were the one who created. So we can say that currently Namirembe Diocese officially started in 1960. And we can say that the first bishop of Namirembe Diocese was Bishop Leslie Brown. And maybe people would like to know that what makes a cathedral different from other churches is the seat of the bishop, or the throne. And that seat of the bishop is called a cathedra. And that cathedra makes it a cathedral. So when you come to in every diocese, there is a cathedral, a seat for the bishop, which makes it a cathedral.
So we're still talking about the structure itself, the cathedral, Namirembe St. Paul. What did they use to construct this? How strong is it to stand for all this time?
They used the burnt bricks. And they tell us that they used to get them far. And they came here on head. They used to lift them on head. And when we were renovating that cathedral, during the period of Bishop Wilberforce Chito Lwalira recently, they wanted to test the firmness of the cathedral. But history tells us that the foundation equals to the height.
What is up?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, this cathedral has survived during the, I think you are not yet born, during the period that they call Saba Saba, when Obote was coming. I think it was around 1879, I think, yeah, around 79 there. Because the Amin was thrown out, when they are throwing away Amin. 2 bombshells hit that cathedral. Yes.
Wow.
But they never removed even an inch. So that tells you the strength of that cathedral.
Wow. And is it only a bishop retired Lwalira who renovated it, or it has been undergoing renovations?
It has been undergoing renovations, but the major one was during the time of Bishop Wilberforce Chito Lwalira.
Okay.
And maybe, because we shall be talking more, what is also interesting is the Namirembe Cathedral also serves as the provincial cathedral. And that was in 1972. There was a Rwango. You know, according to our constitution, each bishop should an archbishop is from the bishops.
Yes, sure.
And an archbishop should have a bishop. So they were thinking that since the archbishop is at Namirembe, maybe the archbishop should be the bishop of Namirembe. But then the Namirembe Christians were saying, no, archbishop can come from any part of Uganda. So they said no. And they agreed. They agreed that Namirembe Cathedral St. Paul's will remain the cathedral for Namirembe Diocese. And they created the Kampala. That's why Kampala was created. So that the archbishop can be the bishop of Kampala. And from there he can do his work as archbishop. But when there is an official function of the province, like the archbishop is being enthroned, he must be enthroned at Namirembe Cathedral. That's what they agreed on. But he does not have a permanent seat. And when there is a provincial function, they bring the archbishop's seat, he does his function, and they take the seat back.
A lot surely is uncovering here at St. Paul's Namirembe Cathedral. And of course, one of the most important things, something that I took much note of or notice, is the strength. And actually knowing that the foundation down is equal to the height up is really, really amazing. Because if you just stand nearby this cathedral, you will realize it is very, very tall. So you can imagine that is the same foundation it carries down. And also the bombs that it survived. That is really, really strength here at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. A lot is still being uncovered. We have to uncover every history here at this particular cathedral, and of course get to know even its impact in society. We have so many schools, we have so many hospitals under Namirembe Diocese. All that will be uncovered. Well, this is Know Your Church. Of course, you want to know what happens next in our episode 3. Luke Majumba Naitwe is my name.